What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to be starting to do a few more actual head-to-head comparisons between Sun Devourer Eos and Sword Flash Shia. A lot of people still want to know which one should they build as their first, second, third, whatever Transcendence hero. We will be doing a direct comparison depending on the game mode between the two heroes, probably later today. Today we're going to be jumping into Star Expedition. We have our 5 fights today to do because of course we've cleared every zone in Star Expedition, so we have all the buffs. We're going to do 2 attempts with a full Householder Eos. Then we're going to swap over, do the same with Sword Flash with the cheese setup, with the Osis star imprints, all that fun stuff. So let's see who truly is, because we've done some comparisons before, but I'm going to do literally a head-to-head versus these two in Star Expedition to truly see which one's damage is the best on the same day with the same buffs, all the same things. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hit that subscribe button. Let's jump into it. Okay, so you're gonna have to bear with me. We're gonna have to do some hero setups while we're doing this too to make sure everything looks correct. We're gonna do holy attack. We're gonna get all those attack nodes going to, yeah, do we still need control purify? I'm gonna figure that out. We'll figure that out. So damage reduction definitely seems like a must. Crit and crit damage. Nope, we don't need crit because we are gonna get 100% crit chance from the carries dying on our lineup. The question is, can Sun Devourer Eos actually survive with your Vesa? That's going to be the big thing, because we know Sword Flash can, but we don't know if Eos can. And Eos should be 100% populated in this setup here. Sure, we got a couple extra points we can chuck around here. That looks good. So everything's almost at 50 here, or higher. We have a lot of stats pumped into her. I think we're ready to go. So without further ado, let's do 2 attempts in Star Expedition right here. Let's see how this works out. So we're going to want you two in the front row, and then we are going to want carries just to keep on dying, revive, because as you guys remember, just in case you don't, Osis is the most important one here, because whenever anyone dies on the battle, increases all allies attack by 10%, holy damage by 10%, all damage dealt by 10%, and crit rate by 20% for 15 rounds. This is why you don't need additional crit chance, because your crit chance is going to be through the roof. So let's get a couple hits. Oh, I just messed it up. Let me do this again. Let's get all the carries in here. We just want them to keep reviving, dying, all that fun stuff. Let's see if she can live. I think the tentacles should be down now as well. This is basically just the boss at this point, so we'll see if it is enough to keep her alive and keep her going. I think it will. That Horrify does feel bad when it does land though, so we'll have to see how this works out. I'm hoping we're strong enough to live the entire 15 rounds here, because I want to get some data points here. Luckily, Vesa's healing is just absolutely insane, it looks like, keeping them going the entire fight. The one nice thing with Eos is that she does have a burn effect, so that can synergize with the Phoenix, although it looks like you can kind of just get rid of it anyway, so not sure exactly how much effective that's going to be right there. Vesa did go down this time. Interesting. Better than Eos, and then we have the final round hit. So let's get our handy dandy notepad out right here. So attempt number 1 with Eos, we did a grand total of, oh my god, what's that number? There's 3 digits, 190 billion roughly. We'll go with 190 billion on the first hit. Let me just make sure I got those numbers right. 3, yeah, 190 billion. She's doing 125. Let me actually write that down too. Eos 1, we did 190 total, 125 from Eos, and 64 from Vesa. Alright, so now we're going to move on to Eos 2. We're going to do another attempt, pretty much not changing much of anything here. Let's get into it. Same setup here. We're going to just jump in, see if we survive again. We kind of have to watch these fights, because I want to see if for some reason RNG gets it wrong where we actually take lethal hits early. Just to make sure there's not too much RNG involved here. We just need to make sure. So let's take a look. So far, so good. Vesa's still keeping us strong. I don't think I've seen a Horrify or Silence on our Eos really that much, which is really good for her damage. Vesa, ooh, that's the turns that really hurts us when Vesa has no protection and she doesn't get to use a basic or an active there. This looks like she might survive. Oh, no, I was going to say she might survive to the end. Not so much this time here. All right, and the final number on this one ends up being 200 billion. So just a little bit more, 200 billion. And we did how much with each of them? About 139 with Eos and about 60 for Vesa. So about the same overall. So now what we're going to do, since we have those damage numbers right there, we're going to come out here. We're going to be swapping over our Householder over to Sword Flash to do a direct comparison here. Yes, I'm going to really hurt my resources. Where is she in somewhere else? Oh, she's a Householder over here. Now that might make a difference. We'll just take her out. That does mean the Vesa's going to be weaker, though. Very, very interesting. We'll throw the Sword Flash in. Now we are going to have to change our imprints around here as well. Queen, yeah, Queen's definitely going to be the better one out of the two. Nosuke, Asmodel. Okay, so Nosuke and Fiona need some imprints before we actually get into this. So, who do we take them off of? Looks like probably Annabelle and Natasha, right? Those aren't for Vesa, I don't think. No, so yeah, we'll take out Natasha and Annabelle's imprints real quick. We'll swap them over, make sure they have a decent setup here. Let's go here, get rid of, oh, what? Oh, wait, I don't have bag space. Uh-oh. Oh, just get rid of a bunch of stuff. That's a weird situation to have right there. Not enough bag space. Get rid of all these. That gives us all the dummies. Looks good. Now let's switch on over to these two. Get them powered up. And then we can do a really good breakdown comparison. At least for my account. It can be different, of course, depending on your account. Depending on what artifacts you have. Depending on if you have the Vesa or not. But in this, like, pretty much optimal-ish scenario, it looks like this is a good way to do a direct comparison. All right. Almost done with the Fiona. Looking good. All right, gear-wise, Antlers Cane. Yeah, I think this is a fine setup to do for her. Does she have a skin? Ooh, she doesn't have a skin. That could probably help if I do that. But for the time being, we'll leave it as is. We'll get on over to the Inosuke. Get that powered up, and we'll do one more double check just to make sure we don't mess anything up here. I wish there was a faster way to do this. Like, I still wish you could just click on V4 and hit activate with, like, all the proper resources. That would be absolutely amazing. Just, like, not having to do every single node. Ugh. I wish there were, like, checkpoints you could go to. Alright, so you're good. Magic Stone Sword, not as much attack. What do we have on the Natasha anyway? A crown, so yeah, we weren't running full out attack. This should be fine for the time being. Let's just make sure this looks good on her house. That looks solid. Let's jump on over to the different layout. Give me that. We're gonna go down to you, ma'am. Swap this out to here. Gonna do attack. We're gonna go with the attack nodes here. And we're gonna switch crit chance over to crit damage, and this one over to holy damage. So now we're running damage reduction, crit chance, or crit damage, and holy. Looks good. Let's jump into it. Now we can do a direct comparison, swapping out one hero and seeing how this works out. Everything else is the same. Let's go. So now we're going to do SFX1 and see how much damage we're doing with the Sword Flash, so we can actually see a better scenario of who really is the better one. Honestly, survivability wise, definitely Sword Flash has the cake because she just can't take any damage. Surprisingly though, Eos does survive. Oh, the Vesa already died. She is weaker. That's interesting. That's gonna make a big difference, isn't it? I didn't change anything on the Vesa, which is very interesting that now she goes down immediately. Maybe I'll swap their spots. I don't think placement really makes a big difference here. Sword Flash is slowly going down without any healing because of the reflect here. Which means she is going to die, looks like, right here. Nope, she's going to have one more round. She's going to make it to the end. That's the important one, is seeing what her damage is, even though the Vesa goes down. Okay, so that's good there. What do we do? Yeah, that's a lot more, right? Or is that lower? No, that's 258 billion, and that's without the damage coming from Vesa. So yeah, 254 coming from SFX. Oh geez, and then only 3.8 coming from Vesa. So we'll do one more, see if we can get the Vesa to live. I mean, this pretty much just shows you what the difference is here. We're gonna do all 5 of our attacks today, I believe. Looking good, or 4, or whatever it is here. Let's get the one more attack done. Let's swap their positioning, maybe. I don't know. We're going to leave the Phoenix going. So even though Eos does synergize with the Phoenix, I mean, when we're talking about single target damage dealers, it's really, really hard to beat out a Sword Flash. Like, it just really is. As much as I'd love to have Eos be the main damage dealer here, don't know if we're going to be able to. Now, the next thing I want to test is, how does a Sword Flash that isn't our main householder, because of course I want to leave Eos as our main householder for damage reasons for PvP scenarios, because Eos is just killing it in PvP. I want to test that out. So tomorrow what we'll do is we'll do today's numbers and reflect it till tomorrow. Yeah, Vesa goes down in this scenario too. That's really interesting. But yeah, we'll do a comparison with a householder Sword Flash versus a regular Sword Flash that isn't a householder to see what the damage numbers are, to then see if it's worthwhile using a householder Eos versus a non-householder Sword Flash. But you guys can see here the damage was even higher this time, and that's probably because yeah, Vesa live longer. So SFX2, we have a total of 320 billion with 279 coming, or actually basically 280 coming from the SFX, and we have about 40 billion coming from the Vesa. So definitely a better setup with Sword Flasher, you guys. This is the way to go. Tomorrow I'll do the test for those of you who don't want to constantly be swapping stuff back and forth. We'll test out fully householder Eos versus a non-householder Sword Flash to really see how it breaks down. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hopefully it helps you guys out decide who the better one is. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.